13th of May. And it's a warm day. It's about 80 degrees it's going to be today. I can't believe it. So, what am I doing? Right, I just wanted to bring you in on what I'm doing here. And then we're going to go over to the decorating. These are the ramekins you saw me throwing and finishing off. I just wanted to, I've just got a few more to do here. So what I wanted to do was just quickly show you, and I recommend, you know, when you're glazing like I'm going to do now, it's easier to start with, say, a ramekin than it is with a GP bowl. GP bowl is a bit wider, it's a bit harder. But in order to get a steady hand at trying to do this, start with, say, a ramekin, okay? Because it's smaller. It's a little easier. And you just take that up to the edge like that. Okay? Pour out. Now, you see I'm holding it in that angle where I poured it out. Now I'm going to lift it up so that place is now high. Gone from low to high. That's to stop that drop running down over the edge, okay? It's a simple little tip, but it all helps, doesn't it? Yes, sirree. It all helps. That's what it's all about, you see. It's all about these little can't talk now. Tricks and tips is what I was trying to say. So tilt. So start doing this on a smaller form, like a ramekin. Pour out, there you see, it's dripping. And now, you see that? So I can wipe it off quickly and easily without it having run all the way down the side. Okay. These are little time savers. Time savers, people. That's what tricks and tips is, really. It's time savers. Now, as I told you yesterday, if you get a place where when you're doing this it goes a bit high as you're rotating it, alright, you're just going to, or it's a bit uneven, that's the place you're going to choose to pour out and wait for it. Up she goes, you see? Now that place is at the top. And now wipe off, no drippage. So take a small piece of sponge like this, and you want to just squeeze a little bit here, so you've got a little bit of control over the flesh of the sponge, so to speak. Okay. Now it is important when we're doing this that we get this clean, because these are going to sit, aren't they, face to face. Alright, so let's go over to the decorating bench. I want to just set this camera up here. Something like that. Okay, let's just bring the wearboard over. Let's move these brushes. Okay. Right, so what I want to do is I'm just going to band a couple of lines there on the inside. So let's just tap center, and let's see what we got here in the way of pigment. Let's bring the camera down here so you can see my pigments. There we are. So So of course overnight these things, they dry up and I have to add water back to them. Okay. Just getting the thickness of the pigment right, and the water, the amount of water. We need to get that right, because we don't want it too thick and we don't want it too watery. We want it to flow nicely off the end of the brush. That is the key. Alright. I need to tidy this place up here around here, don't I? It's getting a bit, you know what. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to put these brushes out there. Right. So we're going to add two lines here at the top. One. And two. All right. Okay, you see the two lines there. That's what I'm going to do. At this stage, this is my if you don't have a banding wheel, you'll want to get yourself one. I personally, when it comes to banding wheels, I like this type. You see how I can rotate it underneath here with my left hand. I'm not so keen on the ones where you've got to spin it, but you know, it's not a big deal. So yeah, I'm packing the kiln at the minute. Packing the old kiln. Got a workshop tomorrow. A workshop here, I mean, you know, not a Zoom workshop. A real live workshop, people coming. So we've got to get ready for that. I usually give my studio a clean up before workshops somewhat, but because we never had the workshops this year, they got kind of cancelled at the last minute or postponed. I never really cleaned the workshop up. So the studio's been a little bit left to go to rack and ruin a bit. I want to get a few of these ramekins in the kiln, then I get them out the other side, and then I can show them to you. The Benzon brushes. He did actually write to me, and he said, because of course I forgot to mention some of the things I should have done. But he did say here, I'll just quickly read it to you. I won't read it all to you, but I'll read some of it to you. He says here, the brushes are mostly based on traditional Asian calligraphy brushes and traditional bristle materials to help improve performance and longevity. So he says, I recommend you offer viewers a 20% discount code. Alright, use the word Simon at discount. So if you're interested in any of these brushes, if you do that, you'll get 20% off if you put Simon in. He says at the end here, because I said shout out to Tracy, if you remember, of Le Benzon brushes, and it says here a lot. He says here, a lot of people think I'm a she because of my name, but I'm actually an old he. Okay, so that's it basically. Just to say, you want to put the, if you go to his website and you go to checkout, you get 20% off if you just put Simon in. That's it. You know, I'm not out to get anything out of this myself, other than the fact he kindly sent me the brushes to test out. So yeah, I suppose I did benefit, but I'm hoping he can benefit with a little bit of shout out publicity, you know. So, all right, so you see now when I put him on the banding wheel and I spin him round, let me just show you. I can show you how inept I am. Shouldn't be doing this really, should I? But okay, so you saw me do that, but now when I spin it round, you see it doesn't look quite so straight, does it? Oh my gosh. Never mind, let's quickly, if I get let's load up the brush here. Get him spinning. Alright, now let's see if we can just... So once I've got to do it with my left hand, hang on a minute. Having to hold a camera, so I'm not doing it quite my normal way, but didn't do that very well. The line merged. It's okay. What I wanted to do was to sort of try and show you that your eye sees the line. Let's take another one here that I did earlier. Let me get it on the center. I'm trying to work here with. So you'll see here, if you look at the white, you'll see how, you know, it's not dead level, is it? But you see how straight the line is. See, and your eye is deceived by that. It sees the line. Just to show you. All right, just a couple more here to do. Couple more here to do. Yeah, learn to tap center. It's the best thing since sliced bread. What? When you're doing this kind of work, don't hold the brush too kind of, sort of hold it firmly but loosely, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Oh. Nearly done. Yeah, if you're interested in online webcam instruction, Zoom Clay, and I can do individual classes, one-on-one. Direct from my wheel here. It's $30 for like if you're part of a group, or it's $45 if you want to be just alone with me here. It's $45. If you want to do that, go to my website, check out my schedule. Individual classes, there's no schedule, we just do them when it's mutually convenient for you and me. Workshops, check out my schedule there for workshops here in this studio, live workshops. Come and visit us. Okay folks, that's it. Woo! Making these videos quick these days, aren't we? Well, we've got to keep things moving, haven't we? So thanks for hanging out with me here. Just a few things there just to show you the glazing of these, how I go about that. What I've got to do now is these are going to be put face to face like that on a wear board, and then I'm going to get my sprayer and spray them with wood ash on the outside, and then they go straight in the kiln after that. Look, here's an example. You see where there's a bit of glaze that got, bit of wild glaze that spattered. Okay folks, thanks a lot. Keep practicing. See you around town. Bye for now.